our video on using fractions to solve ratio problems is the word problem part of that. So let's look at this question. I know you could solve this because I know you did one similar to this on the EQAO where you're solving for, solving for apples, cost per apple or something like that. Well, here we're going to look at it using ratios to figure it out. Okay, so Ferd earns $47 when he works 3 hours. How much would he earn if he worked 8 hours? So one strategy that's just as good, maybe just more steps, is finding the unit rate. Right? Find the unit rate, how much he earns per hour, then multiply that by 8. And that would be a perfectly fine way to solve this problem. I just want to show you another way, and it might be easier for some people. Okay, so you set up a ratio. The important thing when you set up your ratio here, and notice, by the way, I'm calling E his earnings for 8 hours, okay? I'm saying dollars, colon, hours. That means E has to be dollars, and the colon, this has to be the hours. So you have to write it in the same order, right? 47 to 3 equals E to 8. So if I'd had, I couldn't write 8 to 3. That would be wrong because then over here, on the top of my ratio is always dollars, and on the bottom of my ratio is the fraction, is always the hours. Okay, so when you write your, if you take a word problem and you write the fraction equation, you have to have the same thing on top. So the money on top in this case and the hours on the bottom. Really, really important. Okay. Anyways, once you've set this up, then it's just a matter of using the same strategy we used before, cross multiply and divide. Here's the cross multiply. You get 47 times 8 equals 3e, because of 3 times the e. It's an uglier number, but it's still, you just follow the same process. You can use your calculator, right? 47 times 8 is 376. 3e divide by 3. That's the second part of cross multiply and divide. And e ends up being 125.33. I put it as 2 decimal places because, dollars, when we talk about money, earnings, whatever, it usually goes to the cent or 2 decimal places. Okay? So therefore, Ferd will earn $125 in 8 hours. One more example, exact same, it's just a matter, remember the important thing is setting up the ratio. And as long as, well, we'll talk about it in a sec. So here we have the Leafs, and this is a long time ago. Okay, 2005, 2006. In the first 8 games, they scored 17 power play goals. So my 2 things I'm looking at then are goals and games. Suppose the team continued at this pace for the remainder of the season. How many goals would we expect them to score in a full 82-game season? And I should have said power play goals. Okay, so we'll say let G be the power play goals in a season. We need to solve for G. So the ratio's got to be 17 is goals, and that's what we're looking for, right? So 17 in 8 games is something, G, in 82 games. And again, when I set up my fraction, this is the important part, that I've got a number, I've got goals on the top, 17 goals, or G, and I have my number of games played on the bottom. Okay, and that's the most important thing, because if you don't have that right, if you don't have the same thing, it would be okay. It would be okay to have it flipped. It would be okay to have 8 over 17 and 82 over G, as long as you have both goals parts on the top and both number of games on the bottom. Okay? Anyway, so cross multiply, we've done this a lot of times now. You cross multiply big numbers, sort of weird numbers, but it works out okay. Here's your 17 times 82 equals 8G. Divide both sides by 8, right? Because now that's what's with the G, because we want G by itself. And you get a fraction, and the thing is, we get 174.24, you get a decimal. I'm not going to report 174.25 goals because you don't score a quarter of a goal, right? So we'll say we'll expect the Leafs will score about 174. I rounded down power play goals in the full season. Okay, so you're going to see a few questions like this, and I put some EQAO questions at the back. I'd like you to finish that up, and you can hand it in to me, and we will have a quiz on this, okay? So try all these questions, make sure you understand it, ask if you need help, and yeah, that's it.